Welcome back to Is It Waterproof? Today we're going to do an MP3 player. Now the battery in this MP3 player is pretty much shot. It doesn't work for more than a couple seconds after it's unplugged. So I'm going to have to unplug it, turn it on, and dunk it real fast. If it shuts off in the water, that doesn't necessarily mean that the water killed it. What I'll do is pull it out and see if I can turn it on again, because it might just be the battery thing. Here we go. There it is in the water. I don't know if you can see it, but the screen is completely filled up. Oh. I would say no, it's definitely not waterproof. However, let's no, I'd say it's definitely not waterproof. Or is it? Just because it quit working once it was underwater doesn't mean it'll stay that way. Okay, so what I'm going to do is try taking this apart. There were two little screws there, and this cover, whoops, pops off and goes flying. I don't know if the rest of this will come apart, though. Doesn't seem like it wants to. I thought maybe it would push out the top once the bottom was off, but it doesn't look like it's gonna. You can see it does still power up, but obviously the screen is just showing blank. Give me a few minutes. I'm gonna try to get this thing apart off camera, and I'll be back with you in a minute. So I got it apart. Was really stuck in the case, and that's because there was some thermal material, thermal pad on this chip and hooked directly to the case. You can see where it is, so it uses the case as a heat sink, or it did. Well, with it completely apart, I can say that it's still... Oh, look at that. I have done nothing to it other than take it apart and dry off the pieces with just a towel. Now, it's saying low battery and everything, but the battery is actually a 3.7 volt, or well, a one cell LiPo basically. Looks like the same thing that comes with a mini quadcopter. But look at that. After soaking it in water, that was a shut off because of the battery. After the water and everything, it came back on. I'm going to try plugging it back into USB and see what happens, and let's hope I don't cook a USB port. Well, looks like that is toast. Doesn't seem like it's gonna do anything there, and my computer is not, my laptop is not recognizing it as being a device that's been plugged in. Oh, and just as I say that, might be just the USB port is messed up from me taking it out of the case. Yeah, it is. You can just see a broken tab in there. So it would still work if I hadn't accidentally jammed a screwdriver into that. Anyway, after dipping it in water and then just taking it apart and drying everything off, it did seem to work again for a second. I wish I had a different battery to put in it to see if it would work completely, but I'm almost willing to say that it would. Now, this doesn't mean you should go throw your iPod in a mud puddle, because that's gonna break it. That's all for today. Well, it looks like that wasn't all for today. I messed around with the USB port a little bit and got it to recognize it. It has installed on the computer again, and as you can see, it is charging. Of course, it really isn't charging because the battery's shot, but now if I unplug it, should be able to get it to turn back on. There it is. So, yeah, at least this particular one, this time, happened to work.